Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday
Hello.
with myself, Nicki B, and Chef Stacey.
Chef
Chef,
Stacey. Yes.
you gotta request to be in my live. So you gotta go to my live, go to it, and then request to join, and then you'll be able
In on
to.
Instagram. On
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
Okay.
right.
Got it.
Go to it, and then request to join,
I got
and
it.
then you'll be able to on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, right. Perfect. Okay, so turn your volume down on your phone. Turn your volume all the way down. There
On
we
my
go.
phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Now turn
All
your
right.
volume, turn it down on your phone.
It is down on my phone.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, good.
So what is that back? Is that me?
No, it's my live. So we're just
Okay.
we're the microphone is on so they can hear us, but we just can't hear each other on the live though on the Instagram, which is fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Great.
fine.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So welcome
Wonderful.
back.
Thank you all. Yes, welcome back. Thank you for letting us walk through those technical difficulties. And yeah, welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. We had an exciting weekend. We missed you all last week because we were traveling. We're going to talk a little bit about that and talk about wellness and traveling. So anyway, I'll let you go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about, and we can get into it.
Yeah. So last week we missed last Wednesday because Chef Stacey and I were both in Georgia. Actually, we were both in the same state. I was in Florida. I was in LA on Wednesday, still hanging out with my friends there. I had dinner at Crossroads for my birthday and my cousin and some friends, and then I traveled to Georgia on Thursday to meet Chef Stacey and. For Saturday at Invest Fest, but also to surprise my mom for our birthday. So I celebrated my 43rd cycle around the sun, and started my 44th cycle on Friday. And so I'm so grateful that I got to spend it with friends and family. My mom was surprised, and my mom's birthday is the same day as well. So when I say our birthday, that's what I mean. She started her 70th cycle around the sun. So it's always great to be able to share my birthday with my mom because she's my birthday twin. And so I love being able to spend time with her. And so when I'm on the road, though, I have to kind of adjust to where I am. And sometimes that means I can't eat as clean, or the options might not be the same. So I have to switch it up, and it just requires more planning. And so if you know me, you know I love my watermelon, but traveling with the watermelon doesn't make sense.
Right.
You get on a plane with watermelon juice, unfortunately. And so you have to kind of think of some alternatives. And so going to Atlanta, because that's where I used to live, it's a city that I've spent over 20 years in. It's easier for me to navigate that city. I don't have to do too much research. I don't have to look up too many places because I know the places. And one of my favorite places in Atlanta to eat is Tassili's Raw Reality.
Yeah, let's talk about it because that was some of the best raw food I've ever had. And I started off as a raw food chef. So that raw food right there was just top notch, incredible. Thank you so much for that. My brother, as soon as you told us you were going there, my brother was like, oh, he knew what he wanted. So, because he goes there a lot too. So that was so awesome. So thank you. Yeah, Tassili's is the truth. Shout out to her. And
Shout
whenever
out
you're
to
in
her.
Atlanta, y'all have to go.
If you're ever in Atlanta, check out Tassili's. My recommendation to try it, if you're trying it for the first time, is to get an item plate, like a 6-item plate. And that way you can try a bunch of the different raw salads that they have and raw dishes that they have. They have like a mango mushroom stew. They have black rice and stew. They have raw okra. I never even thought I would like raw okra, but she makes it so good. They have, one of my other favorites is the pad thai noodles. They are rice noodles. So you got to, I'm aware of that because I'm not doing rice right now. And then their carrot tuna. Okay, Stace. Everybody loved the carrot tuna. It's one of my favorite summer dishes, but she makes hers a little bit different than how we make ours. But how you make yours, because I'm using your recipe, but it's all good. And when food is flavored well and seasoned well, you don't realize that it's raw. You don't realize how good it is for you, because it tastes so good, so tasty.
Yeah, it's so tasty. It's so fresh. I loved it.
So Black owned, my Tassili, an amazing woman, amazing queen. I got a chance and opportunity to meet her for the first time. I've been going to Tassili's for over 20 years, and I got a chance to meet her for the first time. And she's a beautiful soul. And so I'm looking forward to maybe being able to do some projects with her. So again, shout out to Tassili's Raw Reality. I'm just going to show you all, because I brought some Tassili's back with me. It was my last stop before I left Atlanta. I went and picked up a 6-item dish. And so I'm going to be enjoying that today. That's going to be my lunch and my dinner tonight. So again, shout out to Tassili's. Thank you for feeding us such good food that keeps me energized. When I eat raw, I feel energized. I don't feel heavy after I eat. How do you feel, Stacey, when you eat raw?
I feel amazing, and I know it's because I'm getting all the nutrients in the food. Nothing is cooked out, because when you're eating raw, you're not eating anything that's cooked over 115 degrees, which means that all the minerals, all the nutrients are still intact. So when you eat raw, then it's better for the body, because the body's is able to absorb the nutrients, all of the nutrients from the food, especially when it's organic. So I feel amazing. I mean, that's just the best way to go. I healed my eczema with raw, so I actually am going to have to start eating more raw. Like back in the day when I had eczema, I went on an all raw diet for like 3 months, nothing cooked, and I never looked so clear and fresh and just, man. So yeah, definitely that's the way to go. You can really heal with raw food. So yeah, so the travel was great. The food was amazing. Atlanta always has great food. I was actually in the middle of a cleanse, so I didn't really eat that much. Like I cooked some because I was staying with my brother. So we're just trying to give you tips on like when you're traveling. So when you're traveling, you want to eat healthy. Like you really got to kind of do your research. Like we already had it in the plans what we were going to eat. Like we knew, because we knew like that we would be at the conference all day, and so you have to make room for food. And we weren't really, the food trucks were great, but a lot of the things we just couldn't eat. It's a lot of fried foods and things like that. So we made it in the plan. So you have to do that when you're traveling. Make it in the plans to nourish yourself. And so Nicole went out with her aunt, was able to get our food, bring it back. It was great. Perfect. Worked out perfectly. And so what was I saying? Oh yeah. And then when you travel too, like one of the things I like to do to stay healthy is also to cook whenever I can. Now, that means you staying in an Airbnb. Not everybody's staying in an Airbnb, which I suggest that you do when you travel. It's way better than a hotel. But like, have foods on hand. So like I stay with my brother, but he was able to go to the store and he bought like quinoa and seeded watermelon and grapes and bananas. I gave him a list of things to purchase, and he purchased all of them. And I was able to cook a couple of quick things, stir-fried vegetables with quinoa, that kind of avocado. And so we were able to eat in between, like, coming back after the conference. Instead of getting something not healthy, we got something healthy to eat. So anyway, planning is really big. And I was able to really stay healthy throughout the trip and stick to my lifestyle, because I'm back on the cleanse again. Once I come, like when I come, now that I'm back, I have another 10 days of a cleanse to do. So anyway, yes.
No, absolutely. It's a lot easier to eat, detox, cleanse when you're at home.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and the key thing is like to plan when you are not home, like when you're traveling, make sure that you're planning those things out.
Absolutely. And I was going home to see my mom. So I knew that I would have access to a kitchen and be able to, prepare the meals and stuff that I wanted to prepare. My mom eats pretty clean. She still eats meat. But she eats a lot of salad as well. So I knew that I would have salad and those kind of things at the house, even though when I'm usually coming, she prepares the fridge. She usually goes out and has a list of stuff to get for me. But since this time it was a surprise, she wasn't able to do that. But I definitely was, because I was in Atlanta the next day on Saturday, I just brought some Tassili's back with me. So
Yeah.
I did the same when I came back here to Vegas because I knew I wanted to talk about the food. I wanted you all to see the food, see how good the food is, to see it, because tasting it is just a whole nother story. But also just talking about, while I'm traveling, one of the things that I don't leave at home ever, I don't leave home without it, especially when I'm traveling, is something that is called Pax Immune. If you're not familiar with Pax Immune, it is a supplement that contains bovine proteins that helps promote health and modulate immunity. This product was given to me by my holistic community, Dr. Kakai, and that community that's in DC that has been healing our community for generations using plants as medicine. And so when the when COVID hit in 2020, this is what they were using in Cuba. This is what they were using in the holistic communities. If you started feeling symptoms, they would tell you to spray it right on your tonsils. I know it looks like a nasal spray, but it's not. It goes actually on your tonsils. Because of the protein that is in it, it gets directly into your immune system when you put it onto your tonsils in that way. And so could be considered a sublingual. And so I don't leave home without it. 2 to 3 sprays before I travel, while I'm traveling. If while I'm traveling, I don't feel well, like Saturday, I was around a bunch of people, thousands of people we were around at the Georgia World Congress Center. And I went home Saturday night feeling a little drained, feeling a little scratchy throat. I took a couple pumps of this. I went to sleep, felt much better when I woke up, but I kept dosing with it throughout the day because it helped me. And so this is something that, you can only get in certain circles, but if you're interested, Pax Immune, I don't leave home without it. So it's one of my tools that I use. Oil of oregano, I travel with that as well. But it's something that I'm mindful of, especially because I wear a mask when I fly, like just when I'm on the airplane. I'm not as bad as I was when in years past that I had to have a mask on as soon as I got to the airport. But I know that preventing myself from getting a virus, there's nothing out there that can do that. It's just based on your genetics. Like my mom has never tested positive for COVID-19 in particular. But I also know that if I don't feel well, if I start feeling sick, I go to my fruits. I go to my raw diet, and that's what makes me feel better instantaneously. If I do get a virus, if you get sick, when you go to the doctor, they send you home with antibiotics, right? Because what do they tell you? The virus just has to work its way through your body. And so I know that if I am feeding my body foods that are giving it life, electric foods, then it's much harder for that virus to stick around. So it takes its course. It comes a couple of days, and then I'm feeling better if I'm drinking my liquids and eating the right clean foods. And that's just how it works. That's how my body works, and I know it works for me. And so I know, Stacey, when we're traveling, it takes a toll on our bodies. When we're around a lot of people, it really sucks out our energy because we give so much. What do you do to replenish yourself? What do you do to feel better after a long trip? What are some of the tips that you could give people after traveling?
Absolutely. I mean, hydration is everything. Like I just got back last night. Like my flight got in at like 9:30 last night. So I'm a little tired, yeah, but I still have to work because it don't stop. So
won't stop.
so I did sleep in a little bit. I mean, I got up at like 6:30. I usually get up like 5:30. So I slept a little bit longer than normal. I did go for a run outside to get some vitamin D. I ate some watermelon. That was the only thing I ate. I'm drinking chlorophyll water. So I'm just like giving my body some time. We were going to get together, but I was like, let me just take it easy because I am going to cook for my client today. So anyway, that's one of the things, is taking it easy. Like, your life doesn't have to stop, but you definitely don't want to go back into like full work mode if you don't have to. And then I have a bunch of immunity stuff. So I have the Kick-Ass Daily Immune. I have my chlorophyll just to replenish the the electrolytes in your body. Chlorophyll, has that dark green pigment. So this is it here, and drop some in my water. So it gives you a lot of the minerals and nutrients that you need. And then I rehydrate with flax oil as well. Like I'll take that on a salad or something, just because it gives you the vibrancy. Because when you're flying dries your skin out so bad. So you gotta like get that natural. And then we're coming back to the desert. So you want to give your skin like that natural glow again, the internal glow. You want to get some flax oil. And so that's really it. And then I have I'm going back on my cleanse for another 10 days. So shout out to Naturals, Alana over there. But I'm gonna start redoing my liver cleanse starting today and the sour sop bitters. I have 10 more days left and then I'll be finished with that cleanse. And so that's 10 more days of eating clean, of I was in Atlanta. Whoo, I wanted some fried fish. I wanted some fried food. I wanted some fried something so bad, but like, I couldn't eat fried stuff. So so I've been enjoying eating clean, and it's helped me. I felt really good throughout the whole trip. Like I literally had all the energy, which was great. And, not to sound gross or anything, but bowels were moving great. Usually when you go on vacations or whatever, you get a little constipated but no, we were eating, we did well. So yeah. And the raw food combined, because that raw Cecili's, let me go back to that. That was enough food for me to have for lunch and dinner. So I cooked dinner that night for my brother. Yeah, I cooked dinner that night for my brother, but it was so much food. We ordered the wrap that I literally had it for dinner and then didn't even eat the dinner I cooked that night. So it was amazing. Yes. And that's what I do, and I really encourage everybody to do those types of things, like have some kind of regimen. Doesn't have to be necessarily, mine or what we do, but get something that's going to get your body back on track. And then I have my peppermint oil here too. I forgot about that. That's just for woosah,
Traveling can be stressful, in the airport. I have an oil as well that I use, that I rub in my hands, and I just inhale when I'm feeling a little anxiety or a little stress. If I'm on the airplane and the airplane is stinky, I do the same thing to just cleanse the air around me without like spraying stuff everywhere. So essential oils are always great. I travel with my essential oils as well. And that always helps me. I pull them out because they always come in handy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So Stace, I wanted to, before we go, I want to talk about this. Okay. I know before we go, I wanted to shout out. So outside of Tassili's, when I visited, there was a young brother and he was selling his teas that he makes. And so I just wanted to shout out Tunde's Thai tea. That I'm really excited to try the product. I tried his Gatorade or his sunshine tea that he made, which was really delicious. So I'd like to support Black small businesses that are doing their thing. The fact that he was in Tassili's or right outside Tassili's means that she gives the thumbs up too. So shout out to Tunde's Teas. You can order online, he said. But it's Tunde loves tea. I love tea too. So I love supporting that young brother. And I also, when I'm traveling, going to a state that is not legal, that is, in Georgia, you might have heard that that dispensaries are open in Georgia now. Well, they are, but they only allow patients to buy oil. They don't allow patients to buy flour. There's no flour regulated or legal in the state of Georgia. And so it's hard and challenging for patients like myself who travel. Where do they make sure that you can get your medicine? Make sure that your safe medicine is available to you. It is technically illegal to get on a plane and travel over state lines with your medicine. It's not illegal to travel over state lines with opioids or fentanyl that has been prescribed to you. So it should be the same with your medicine if you choose to use plants as medicine. So a lot of things are happening to advocate for that. But if you want some tips on how to travel with your medicine, just let me know. Hit me up in the DMs. I do have some tips that I've learned from other advocates and other patients to make sure that they have access to their medicine. The reason I left Georgia is because I didn't have safe access to medicine there. And so going back there is tough for me because it's the same situation. Technically, my medicine is illegal in that state. So I try to avoid states that I don't have access to medicine in, just because I'm a patient and it's hard to travel with it. It's not safe to travel with it. So again, if you want some tips on how to travel with your medicine, just let me know. I'd love to give you some advice.
I think you
But
should just do a video on that. I think you should just do a video on that.
yeah,
Like
sure.
seriously, because that's a very interesting topic, and so many people are like you. Like, just do the video and just show
Yeah.
people how to do it. Because I'm interested too. I'm like, okay, well, what do you do? You know? So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Raw. Raw makes some bags that are smell proof. There's other brands out there that make bags that are smell proof. They make bags that lock. They give you a lock, combination lock, so you can lock up your medicine as well. This is
Ooh,
also
you
good.
got everything.
Yeah. So there's some tools and tricks and tips that I'd love to share with you all. So we'll get into that. Well, I'll
Yes,
make another video like Stacey suggested.
yes, please. No,
So
that's
today,
awesome.
for
And
today's medicine, shout out to Flour Mill. Gonna get that Mill Don't Grind. Remember, Mill Don't Grind. You can get that on my website.
you know what? I used my flour mill for the first time in Atlanta this weekend. I meant to tell
Oh,
you.
you
I'm
did?
going to do a video. I used it for the first time in Atlanta.
And
Yeah,
you liked it?
I loved it, and I showed it to my brother. He was like, "Whoa!" He was super impressed. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll have to get him one as well. So today's flowers, lemon meringue. Shout out to GLP Productions. It looks like their Instagram got shut down. Instagram is not cannabis medicine friendly. They're just not.
What?
Most of these platforms aren't. So I noticed it today that their new Instagram name is GLP underscore Green Life Productions. So if you've been looking for them like I have and couldn't find them, that's why their account got shut down. So they're back up. At GLP underscore Green Life Production. So I'll be tagging them in this video so that you all can see and make sure you've got the right Instagram and make sure you follow the new page. So shout out to GLP. We love you so much. I will be headed to Pahrump tomorrow to visit the farm out in Pahrump to pick up some organic produce to get me through the week. So if you are interested in getting any organic produce, hit me up, DM me. I do take orders and pick up produce for you and bring it back to Las Vegas. Anything else you want to add, Stace? What you got going on this week?
I am following up on all of the amazing connections that we made at InvestFest. That's where we were. I don't even think we said that earlier. We were in Atlanta for InvestFest, y'all, which is a business conference.
Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us some of the highlights for InvestFest. What was your favorite?
For sure, yeah. So it's one of the biggest investment entrepreneur business conferences really in the world. And so it was started by two guys that started Earn Your Leisure, which is a show about financial literacy, specifically geared towards African American culture and Black businesses, and highlighting Black businesses. And so they have a big conference every year called Invest Fest in Atlanta, where they have about 20,000 participants who come, and like us, who come and just enjoy panel discussions by people like, 50 Cent was the headliner. And these are people, like a lot of celebrities, it's like edutainment, So a lot of celebrities do come, but these are all celebrities that are well respected in the business world because it's all about business. So celebrities like Damon John, from Shark Tank, Steve Harvey, there's 50 Cent, there was Pinky Cole. Shout out to her. I had a chance to meet her. Pinky Cole, who owns Slutty Vegan, and let's see, Kenny Burns, who else? Rashad and Troy
Don
themselves.
Cannon,
like
Yaki Awaken,
Don Cannon, Don Peebles, who's a multi-billionaire who's building the first skyscraper, and he's very interested in, like, I was thrilled to meet him, because I am like, I would love to open a restaurant in that sky. They're gonna need restaurants. You're gonna need some vegan. You're gonna need some raw. You're gonna need some. So, just to have those and they were just walking around the marketplace. They weren't even in VIP. They were just totally accessible. So it's just a great gathering of entrepreneurs and celebrities in their respective fields, and it was beautiful. Had a great time. I will definitely go back. And yeah, we were thinking about shipping a food truck out there. And the food
Because
truck
there
was
were no
cracking.
raw options for the foods.
There were
Slutty
no raw
Vegan's truck was
options.
there,
And the only
but there were no raw
they were the
options.
only options.
They had
Exactly.
a smoothie truck, right?
It was Smoothie King, you know, Smoothie King. So.
Yes, right. But no juices, no
So
live
it definitely could have used our touch. If we were there, we would have killed. So I don't want to when I talk about if we were there, we would have cleaned up. But we'll see, you know how it goes. Next year, the goal for me is to be on the panel, to have you with me, Nicole. We're going because a lot of the businesses, like we have a lot to offer. You know, we've been in our respective fields for a long time. So I would like for you to be like do a panel on cannabis and healing with cannabis and the cannabis advocacy. And then I would code that with you. Shout out. I would code that with you. And then I also want to do something centered around health and wellness, possibly with partnering with Queen of Food and Lauren London, who are actually at Invest Fest this year as well.
Yep.
So they're geared
one of
towards
my favorites. Mm-hmm.
Right. They were so great. And they are they're championing or they're really pushing women's health, you know, specifically Black women's health as well. So I want to be a part of those conversations, and I want to be able to contribute because I know that you and I can. So that's the goal, girl. Next year, we don't need to worry about VIP. We're going to be on the stage.
We're going to manifest that. That's right. That's right. I love it.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go get this medicine ready. Before I go, though, I just wanted to share with everyone that next Tuesday, I'll be going to my kidney specialist doctor. And so that diagnosis of stage 5 kidney disease was given to me in January of this year. So we're going to see where I am 9 months later. I've been doing different detoxes and cleanses, eating clean. And so I feel good, but I know that we'll see what the numbers say. We'll see what the labs and the test results say. And so I'll have an update for you all next Wednesday. We'll see.
Yes. All is well. Healing abounds.
Yes, that's right. Thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate you coming in and joining us and learning some things. We love learning from each other. So we'll see you next Wednesday, same place.
Same time. Around the same time.
Around the same time.
All right.
The 11 o'clock hour.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.